We'll be talking about 10 Disney Afternoon cartoons characters, but there are lots more rare characters we could talk about. So, we're excited to announce that we're partnering up with Amino to be able to share even more characters using their new Stories feature. These stories don't expire like others, and we'll be using them to tell you about some other cool characters that have walked the parks and that we'll be covering in future videos. All you need to do is search for our profile at Fastpass Facts, follow us, and turn on notifications by hitting the bell icon. So, as soon as you finish watching the video, go check out our first Amino story and find out which characters we will cover next. You should also go check out other amazing stories from other users. You can find lots of awesome, different, and exciting themes. We'll be posting stories and sneak peeks of upcoming videos, so be sure to check out our profile, like, and follow us. Every like, comment, or follow you give us is an awesome, free, and easy way for you to support us and help us keep creating. The Gummy Bears.
L-I-V-E-I. Oh, we come straight out of our cartoon show. You can meet us, greet us, say hello. Disney Afternoon. Live at Disneyland. We got rides, shows, dancing to the beat. Lots of adventures on a cartoon street. DuckTales, Gummy Bears, Tailspin 2. Rescue Rangers are here for you. Disney Afternoon. Live at Disneyland. L-I-V-E.
The Adventures of the Gummy Bears was the first animated series made by Walt Disney Animation Television. Michael Eisner created this cartoon after he got struck with inspiration when his son asked him for gummy bear candies. The series was really popular and became the forerunner to the Disney Afternoon time slot, so of course the show's characters had to come to the parks. The Gummy Bears have been featured as meetable characters. They also appeared in Mickey's Magical TV World, a stage show based on the Disney Afternoon that opened in May 1990 at the Mickey Starland section of Walt Disney World. In 1991, Disney celebrated the success of Disney Afternoon by creating an event called the Disney Afternoon Live at Disneyland. During this event, you could meet the Gummy Bears, but not only that. The motorboat cruise became the motorboat cruise to Gummy Glen. This boat ride took guests to Gummy Glen, where they could see how the Gummy Bears made gummy berry juice. Sadly, nowadays these characters are impossible to find, but we would love to see them back. DuckTales.
Tonight, DuckTales comes to the magical world of Disney. Hello, I'm Michael Eisner. Scrooge McDuck back there and the gang are really excited. They're giving DuckTales a special night on national television.
DuckTales has always been an amazing cartoon, and when it came out, it was a massive success from the beginning. It made us love Donald's nephews, Huey, Louie, and Dewey, and Scrooge McDuck, even if we never thought that could be possible. It also introduced us to new characters like Launchpad McQuack, Mrs. Beakley, and Webby Vanderquack. It had awesome villains like the Beagle Boys and the amazing Magica De Spell. The characters came to the parks during the Disney Afternoon era.
There's a brand new world in Fantasyland, and your DuckTales buddies are going to show you a whole new way to play at Disneyland. So follow Scrooge McDuck.
We could find Huey, Louie, Dewey, Scrooge McDuck, Launchpad McQuack, Webby Vanderquack, and even the Beagle Boys as walk-around characters. They appeared in Mickey's Magical TV World show at Mickey's Starland, and of course, they were meetable characters during the Disney Afternoon Live event at Disneyland. During this event, the Small World Promenade became the Disney Afternoon Avenue. And here was where you could meet all of your favorite Disney Afternoon characters. They also appeared at the Plain Crazy show at the Videopolis stage. As time went by, many of these characters were retired and started only showing up on special occasions, like the DVC Moonlight event. Thankfully, DuckTales is back, and with it many of its characters came back to the parks. On May 25th, Dinoland USA became home of Donald's Dino Bash, a celebration where Donald Duck takes over Dinoland USA to celebrate his recent discovery that ducks are the descendants of dinosaurs. During this event, you can meet many characters, and two of the rarest characters that you can find are Launchpad McQuack and Scrooge McDuck. They also appeared at the Disneyland 90s Night special event. Huey, Louie, and Dewey don't appear as much at the US parks, but sometimes they can be seen at Tokyo Disneyland and Disneyland Paris, especially in parades. Now we can only hope that Webby becomes a meetable character again. Rescue Rangers. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers is next. In this show, Chip 'n Dale start a detective agency called Rescue Rangers where, along with their friends Gadget Hacksaw, Monterey Jack, and Zipper, they solved crimes often going up against two main villains. the Mafia-style Tabby Cat Fat Cat, and the mad scientist Norton Nimnul. Chip and Dale could be seen wearing costumes based on Indiana Jones and Tom Selleck in Magnum P.I. Chip, Dale, and Gadget came to greet guests at the parks. They met guests in Mickey's Starland, where they also starred in Mickey's Magical TV World when it opened back in 1990. After a while, Gadget was replaced by Baloo, but the Chip and Dale segment remained. Chip, Dale, Gadget, Monterey Jack, and even Fat Cat also appeared during the Disney Afternoon Live event at Disneyland, and met with guests at the Disney Afternoon Avenue. During this event, the Fantasyland Junior Autopia became the Rescue Rangers Raceway. The ride remained the same, but Disney added many cutouts of characters from the show along the tracks. Also during this event, the Videopolis stage presented Playing Crazy, a colorful show where Fat Cat teamed up with one of the main villains from Tailspin, Don Carnage, to steal the X-22 spy plane. And it was up to all the heroes from Disney Afternoon programs to recover it. Chip, Dale, and Gadget have been seen in many Disney parks, but Monterey Jack and Fat Cat have been completely retired. Gadget has made special appearances at Tokyo Disneyland and Disneyland Paris, and Chip and Dale have been seen many times wearing their Rescue Rangers outfits. They've appeared at events, like at the Adventure Happens Here dance party at Hollywood Studios, the 90s night at Disneyland, and the Fall Back to Fun annual pass holder party at Disney's California Adventure. Tailspin. This cartoon brought back Baloo, King Louie, and Shere Khan from the Jungle Book, and took them to Cape Suzette, where a successful businesswoman named Rebecca Cunningham buys Baloo's failing air cargo freight business, Baloo's Air Service, and renames it Hire for Hire.
If this is how you treat customers, Buster, it's no wonder this business is failing.
Oh, back off, lady. You act like you own this place.
I do.
What?
When you didn't pay your loan this morning, the bank sold the deed to me. Told ya.
Well, they didn't even give me time to brush my teeth.
The cartoon follows the ups and downs of Hire for Hire and its staff, which include encounters with a gang of air pirates led by Don Carnage.
Greetings and salivations, fellow aviator. It is I, that panic-provoking pirate, Don Carnage.
The criminal tiger Shere Khan, and sometimes Louie's Island bar owner, Louie. These characters appeared many times at the parks. Baloo and Louie replaced Gruffy and Gadget in Mickey's Magical TV World Show at Walt Disney World. They also appeared at the Disney Afternoon Live event at Disneyland, where Baloo had a special dressing room where guests could go and meet him.
The Disney Afternoon's busiest bear is calling Disneyland home. Kids can now meet Baloo in his private dressing room.
I think he's cool.
Well, that's true.
They also appeared in the Playing Crazy show at the Videopolis stage. Rebecca and Don Carnage were also walk-around characters. Sadly, Rebecca has been entirely retired. Don Carnage still appears sometimes at parades and special events like Disneyland's 90s Night. Baloo and Louie also appear at many special events like Fan Days, 90s Night, and the DVC Moonlight Magic. Darkwing Duck.
I am the terror that plats in the night. I am the switch that derails your train. I am Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck is one of the coolest Disney characters ever made. This show is about the adventures of this superhero, his sidekick Launchpad McQuack, and his struggles to balance his craving for fame against his desire to be a good father to his adopted daughter, Gosselin Mallard. We're happy to say that Darkwing Duck has had many appearances throughout the years. He first appeared at Mickey's Magical TV World Show at Walt Disney World in 1991, replacing the Gummy Bears. He was also sometimes seen meeting guests along with Launchpad McQuack. Nowadays, he's mostly only seen during special events. In 2013, he appeared at Disneyland Paris in the Disney Dreamers Everywhere event. In September of 2014, Darkwing and Launchpad appeared in Disney's California Adventure Fall Back to Fun annual pass holder party for meet and greets. They also appeared at the Disney Stars and Cars parade at the Walt Disney Studios Park. Most recently, they were meetable characters at the Disneyland After Dark 90s Night. Goof Troop. In many of the classic Goofy cartoons, Goofy was shown as a father to a mischievous red-haired kid, but Goof Troop changed all that. In this series, Goofy became a single father who moved back to his hometown with his 11-year-old son, Max. They ended up moving in next door to Goofy's high school friend, Pete, his wife Peg, and their two children, PJ, who becomes Max's best friend, and Pistol, a 4-year-old girl. Goof Troop was then adapted into the film A Goofy Movie in 1995, and its sequel, An Extremely Goofy Movie. Both of these movies happened a few years after the events of the series. Of course, Goofy is a very common character and often appears at the parks. He has lots of outfits, but he never appears in his Goof Troop outfit anymore. Max made his theme park debut in the World According to Goofy parade, and he started making regular appearances at Disney parks. They both appeared at Mickey's Magical TV World show, where they replaced the DuckTales segment. Scrooge's vault was replaced by Goofy's house in the show. Max has also appeared at the Tokyo Disney Resort, Disneyland Paris, and Hong Kong Disneyland as a walk-around character. In 2018, Max starred in Max Live, an awesome stage show that performed during the Disney Fan Days event. In the show, Max wore his Powerline costume and hosted a concert with special Disney character guests. Goofy also participated, offering to handle the power cords, but his clumsiness nearly ruined the show. Though initially upset, Max quickly overcomes this and invites his dad to perform Eye to Eye alongside him. He also appeared wearing his Powerline outfit at the Disneyland After Dark 90s event. Quack Quack. Following the success of Goof Troop, Quack Quack, a show revolving around Donald and his nephews Huey, Louie, and Dewey came out. In this show, Donald worked as a cameraman alongside Daisy, who was a reporter. The group traveled around the world looking for a big scoop. Donald is a very common character, just like Daisy. They both have lots of outfits, but we would love to see them dressed as their Quack Quack selves. We've talked about Huey, Louie, and Dewey and their previous appearances at the parks. We haven't talked about Ludwig von Drake. Ludwig von Drake had many appearances in different shows, shorts, and movies, and one of his appearances was at Quack Quack. In the show, Von Drake lived in a laboratory in Duckburg and ran a pizza delivery service to pay for his science equipment. He is Donald's uncle, and Donald and the boys often visited Ludwig whenever they needed his advice or any of his gadgets. Ludwig von Drake makes extremely rare appearances as a walk-around character at the Disney parks. However, despite only appearing briefly in the past, since early 2013, Von Drake has made quite a few appearances throughout the Disney theme parks, usually alongside Scrooge McDuck. He served as the introductory host of the World According to Goofy parade and also paired up with Scrooge in 2012 to make meet and greet appearances in Disneyland as part of the Disney Dreamers Everywhere event. They also made special appearances at the Magic Kingdom as part of the limited time Magic event and at the Long Lost Friends Week. Bonkers. Bonkers was another Disney Afternoon character. This show starred Bonkers D. Bobcat, a former popular cartoon star that had washed out of show business and became a cop. He was made the junior partner of Detective Lucky Pickwell, a grim and ill-tempered human who hates tunes. Throughout the series, the pair worked together to solve crimes in the Hollywood and Los Angeles areas of the California region. Bonkers repeatedly tried to win Pickwell's praise, but usually just ended up ruining missions with his antics. Bonkers made very few appearances at the park as a walk-around character, but he appeared in Mickey's Magical TV World like every other Disney Afternoon character. He came to the show in 1993, where he replaced Chip and Dale from Rescue Rangers. He hasn't been seen ever since, sadly. Gargoyles.
Years ago, superstition and the sword ruled. It was a time of darkness. It was a world of fear. It was the age of gargoyles.
Gargoyles debuted in 1995, in the 5th year of the Disney Afternoon. It told the story of a clan of supernatural creatures who turned to stone during the day. The clan was woken from their millennium-long sleep when a millionaire moved and reconstructed their castle on top of his New York skyscraper. The Gargoyles then had to adjust to life in this modern city. Together with Detective Elisa Mazza, they solved mysteries and battled both everyday and supernatural threats. The series ran for 3 seasons until its cancellation along with the end of the Disney Afternoon in 1997. The leader of the clan was a gargoyle named Goliath.
My kind have no names, but you humans call me Goliath.
Goliath was a meetable character at Disney parks, though was rare and primarily seen at events. His last appearance was at the 2004 Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Mighty Ducks. Mighty Ducks was the last show produced by the Disney Afternoon block in the fall of 1996. This show follows a race of hockey-playing ducks that exists on another planet who follow a villain into a portal to another dimension that takes them to Anaheim, California, where they meet Phil Palmfeather, a human who becomes their manager and makes them a legitimate NHL team. This show was inspired in the movie Mighty Ducks that came out in 1992. In 1993, Disney founded the Mighty Ducks, based on the team's name on the successful movie. Wildwing has been the team's mascot since its inaugural season, and his name was chosen through fan voting. He wears a Ducks jersey with the number 93 on the back, referring to the year that the Ducks became an NHL team. His physical appearance is similar to the duck mask in the original Mighty Ducks logo. When the Mighty Ducks cartoon was being created, Disney decided to have the main character inspired on the official Mighty Ducks mascot, and that's how Wildwind Flashblade was born. Disney sold the team in 2005. There was an attempt by the team's owner to change or replace the mascot, Wildwing, but was halted after a highly successful petition by fans. Wildwing has appeared to meet guests in the parks. His most recent appearance was at the Anaheim's Duck Day at California Adventure this past February. What was your favorite Disney afternoon cartoon? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to follow us on Amino and check out our newest story. We'll leave a link in the description. See you next week.